Sunday still. We are live. OG, we're live. It's Sunday. It's Sunday night and we are live. And welcome to My Fight Our War. I'm your host, Manny Vitale, and we have a hell of a show tonight. You know who we got?
Who do we have?
We got Skyler Ray.
Oh, baby.
We have freaking Skyler ass Ray on the show. And we've been chatting off screen and we've been chatting back and forth, as far as, getting on the show, working out details and stuff like that, but never in person or anything like that. And we've been talking for the last, half hour or 25 minutes. And, we're just telling stories back and forth. It's like showtime. So, you know what? I'm not wasting time listening to my ass. Hold on a second here. There he is. Skyler Ray. Brother, I was just telling people how I go, yeah, man, before we were just chit-chatting for about the last 20 minutes or so. It was just like almost finishing each other's sentences. Like it was almost like we were at the same place. Yeah. Remember that time we got in that fight and that piece of shit?
We got in that fight. Yep. We got kicked out the bar. We had to call the Uber.
Yeah. So it's just like, holy shit. But Skyler, thank you so much for coming on, man. This is an honor, and thank you, man. And
100%.
We were talking about how our stories and stuff. And brother, you got a story. I mean, all that you've gone through. And before we went live, as we were talking, me and OG were sitting there listening to your music, and with yours and Kayla. Oh my God. I mean, the intensity with both of with you, like in your face, it's just that raw, real, the lyrics, the beat, but the message, it was it just grabs you. It just grabs you. And then Kayla, we started listening to some of the different songs. I just looked at her, I was like, oh my God, it's just beautiful.
It's so different than like most stuff you hear. Like I'm like that. It's perfect and it works because it's like we're both like independent artists. Like that's my fiance, right? And but it's really cool the fact that we come together and get to do like a positive message. But the chemistry and the duo, right? So no matter, even if you don't like rap, even if you don't like singing, it works. Like it blends together so perfectly, and it's really cool because like I suck you in, right? I suck you in with my lyrics, and then she just sheds a tear for you. It's like, whoa.
And that's what it is. Because I was sitting there and you were coming in and I'm sitting there, I was just like, okay. And then I was like, and then all of a sudden she came out and it was just like, whoa. And then, my neighbor, because all you hear is, oh, fuck, what the fuck. And I'm just getting, she's laughing. And then it turned into, listen, do you hear that? Do you hear this? Do you hear this? And it was just you got the right and then you got the left.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's the perfect rope-a-dope 'em.
But man, I mean, you guys are magic, just magic.
Thank you, man.
And thank you, man. I tell you, I mean, it's just like you said, the contrast. I mean, how long have you guys been together? How long have you been singing?
Almost 6 years we've been together. We're engaged.
Congratulations.
We're doing music at least 5 years together. Thank you so much. But it's like we've done over 100 shows together. We've so many tours together. It's really a beautiful thing, right? Because it's like it's real love, it's real feelings, it's real. We know each other inside and out. We're each other's best friends, and so I think a lot of that magic comes through in the music and on the tracks.
Brother, it's authentic. It's real.
Thank you.
You can get some people, and I am not a music person, and I'm not a collaborator. I'm not anything, but I'm someone who appreciates music and talent. And you could tell when you got some people up there, they're singing together. They sound good. But when you get that authentic, and when you guys are together, some of your quotes that you say about each other is so I mean, it's just,
thank you.
Again, man. I mean, I'm just pissed that it took me so long to get up. I'm serious, man, because life is short, man. And
life is super short.
And we know that too, man, because it could have taken us out.
Firsthand. Well, that's the crazy thing about it. So like, we both believe in being genuine. right? I'm not a tough guy. I'm not, no gangster. I'm not, some player, like none of that, right? I'm a silly, vulnerable little guy that went through drug addiction. And, I've been through some tough stuff, but I like to speak on what I've been through or what I believe in or what I'm doing, right? So that's why it's like, especially since I got clean, I wanted to be authentic. I wanted to be genuine. Growing up when I first started making music, I'd rap about stuff that I wasn't even doing. I was 16, talking about, sleeping with 4 different women in the back of the club and driving Lamborghinis with chains. And I'm like 16, taking the TriMet to school and stuff. So it's like there's those type of things. And once I got sober, I was like, I want to put on a message that's real, right? Because I'm starting to get to know myself and who I truly am. And not only that, but I'm comfortable with not being perfect, and I'm okay with being vulnerable, right? I'm okay with being sad or emotional or not looking tough or corny. Like to me, it doesn't matter as long as I'm being myself and having fun and offering who I truly am. Then I really enjoy it, and that's what I think. I'm making my best music is by being authentic.
And it's so true. Everything you just said, because like I said before, all of our stories are different, but at the
Yeah,
same time, they are so much the same in different parts. Like when I started doing
absolutely.
this, they're like, man, you don't have to go live all the time, because sometimes they're like,
Yeah.
if you screw up, if you do this, you could stop and re-edit. And I'm like,
Mm.
screw that, man.
Yeah,
Because when I get going, I mean, if I have something I'm talking about that's
yeah,
upsetting and I get mad, you're going to know that I am pissed off. If there's
yeah,
something that we're talking about and I start losing and I start crying, it's
yeah,
upsetting. And they're like,
yeah.
well, you don't have to do. I'm like, well, wait a minute. Those are emotions that we all have. Why would I want people not to see that? That's what we are.
It's raw.
And
It's
and
raw.
and you nailed it, man. And that's what it is. So
Yeah.
I have no problem sitting here talking about something. And next thing you know, I'm trying to compose myself because I'm sniffling like a little sissy, like
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
crying.
I do.
And
I
then
cry all the time.
oh, then 5 minutes later, we're talking about subject. It's like, man, dude, if you were here right now, I'd beat the fuck out. It's just,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
just
Yeah.
like that. But,
Yeah. Yeah.
but yeah,
But that's when the audience connects. Like, so look, one thing I always tell like artists when they're starting out, right? A lot of artists is, they're trying to do stuff and a lot of artists sound the same, or they're rapping about what they hear on the radio or they think people want to hear. And I constantly hear artists talking about like, how'd you get like the buzz? How did you get these supporters? How did you do this? And and it's because I'm authentic. When I started being authentic and talking about my real life, I found my true audience, right? Because they
yes,
connected because they
yes,
was so authentic. They're like, I could relate to that, right? So they started getting behind the message. They started listening, and then they wanted to show their friends because they're like, because they know it's real. So
yep.
like you said, the crying, the sniffling, the anger, like that's raw emotions that people, it's uncensored and people connect to.
That's us, brother. And just like you were
You
saying too,
know?
when you're 16, you're like, yeah, I'm in my Lamborghini with these four
Yeah,
old ladies. And then you're like, so your audience is watching this. They're like, yeah, wait a minute. Wait, he's doing that. I'm not doing that. What the
yeah.
fuck?
Who's connected? Ain't no, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a very few
Yeah.
audience that's with there with $1 million around their neck in the back of the club and Lambos. Like, who are you speak? You're trying to
Yeah.
impress the people that like you're so far beneath they don't even know you exist,
Exactly, man.
right?
And then when you
And
get your
so,
true people, like you're hitting, and just like when I started telling my story, I mean, uh, I always said from day one when I started this almost 2 years ago, I'm like,
yeah,
listen, man, I'm not for everybody. You may
yeah,
like me, you may hate me, but I don't give a shit because I'm not going
yeah,
to be something I'm not. And if that means you're not
absolutely,
liking me, then don't like me. Watch something else.
absolutely.
But authentic, real, and you know what? You're gonna all of a sudden it just explodes because like I'm just going back to you. Here I am 16 in my Lamborghini and I'm taking a train to work or to school.
Bro, it was the crazy thing is I was like talking all this madness, like tough guy packing pistols, packing like, you know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because I like used to talk about like selling drugs. And then when I started actually selling drugs, I was like, I don't want to talk about that. You know what I'm
Yeah, it's just like what
saying?
you. Oh,
I
I
don't want to
got
talk
this. I
about
got
it.
this. It's like what do you got? I got nothing, man.
I ain't
What are
got
you
nothing,
talking about?
man. I ain't keep it pushing. Just go, go, go. But it's crazy.
Oh
Like
my
once you get some
god.
real life experience, you're like, nah, we're good. We're good here.
Yeah,
you
man.
know?
So Skyler, man, what were you talking about? I wasn't talking about nothing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
nothing at
yeah.
all.
You went from to
Yeah. just shut lip.
Oh
uh,
my God, man! But because you've been, so you, how old when you started doing drugs, man? I know we were talking about that a little bit. How old were
Well, I
you?
started at a younger age. I started at a younger age, man. I had an older brother, 4 years older than me. So, and I hung out with him all the time. I was always on his hip. He always liked to take me along. I was his little brother that was down for anything, fights, drugs, whatever, right? So it was always like, bro, look at my little brother. He's little and he's just like, he's down, you know? So I would always like smoke weed at like a young age, like 10, 11. I remember being in elementary school, fifth grade, smoking in the little tunnels on the playground, you know?
Oh, the little cement ones.
So you know what I'm saying? So it was like,
Yeah.
that's where I kind of got into it. And then by the time I was 18, I've kind of tried most drugs in the book, right?
Wow. Okay.
But then when I turned like 18, then I went downtown, found myself homeless, eating out of food lines, sleeping on the sidewalks underneath bridges. I started getting into meth again. Like I tried it once or twice, but this time it really grabbed me, and that's when I
Mhm.
really became, I think, truly addicted and dependent on chemically dependent on it. So probably since like 19, really started like every day, like shooting
Wow.
dope, like full fledged. We're going in.
Wow,
So,
man. Shit. So, grade school starting and then just
ugh,
carried it right through, man. And
it's
Skylar, I also
crazy.
wanted to let you know real quick
Yeah,
and everyone else know that we talked about this earlier. We got the comments going on to the side here, and we are
I
not
see
ignoring
them.
you. OG's over here looking at them. If you have any questions, there's OG there. There's Thing. If uh, if you have any questions or comments for Skylar, please
Yep,
let us know, man, and we'll answer.
absolutely.
Skylar, if you see something on there, feel free, man.
I got the
This,
comments on the bottom. I'm scrolling through. I see a lot of people tuning in right now.
Mm-hmm.
yes,
Shout out to Haley. I see Lynn. I see Boston. I see Ty. Ty,
Boston.
thank you for everything. We love you.
Yep,
Jody. Jody's
Yep.
awesome. I know
Uh-huh.
Jody.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
Boston, man. You talk about wow, man. Love that guy. Boston
Yeah,
Ty. I talked. There she is.
Mm-hmm.
absolutely. I see a
But
lot of people in the comments. I appreciate you guys so much.
I tell you what, and we definitely appreciate you and everything you're doing. So I just want to let the people in the comment section know that we appreciate you just as much, and we are not ignoring you. I just
Nope.
get I get blinders on, and especially when you have guests on, you get a little bit hyped up. And me and Skylar were
Hey.
talking before we went live, and in those few minutes, I was like, "Oh shit,
We
here
started
this is."
hype, baby. Let's
Here
go.
we started, and it was just like,
uh,
oh, we're back and forth, back. It was like, oh shit, we got a show to do.
we
It's
gotta we
like
gotta go live. Gotta go
I'm like,
live.
Skylar, you want to go live? He goes, yeah, let's
Yep,
do this
yep.
shit.
Let's
So
do it.
we did a half-hour show before we
Uh-huh.
did the show.
Yep, yep.
It was wonderful, by the way.
Oh yeah, OG got to watch this thing firsthand. She's just like, holy
She
shit, these
did.
guys are fucking crazy.
They know each other from another
Oh yeah,
life
she
or
goes, how
something.
long have you guys
Uh,
really known each other? I'm like,
uh,
15 minutes.
just industry plants.
Oh my
Uh,
god! Like I said, with everything with the starting in grade school, man, and
uh,
a lot of people they think that with addiction, it's like, man, it's a death sentence, and it's not,
yeah.
man. And just like with we recover, with keep
Mm,
fighting the good fight, man.
yeah.
With your message and all that, and like you were talking about you and Kayla with your singing and all that, going from food
Uh,
lines, going from sleeping under bridges
yeah.
to I mean the heart and that's like listening to you. You could
Yeah.
tell pulling that from that bridge, from that food line, from
Yeah.
to that you could just feel the authenticity, the realness, and the impact that it had on you. And
Absolutely.
you're sharing that, and people understand it, man. It's like, oh, they're like, man, we're not alone. You
Now
know,
that's why people gravitate to it because they feel like they're not alone. And finally, because a lot of people have a lot of emotions they can't express. I've been
Mhm.
lucky enough
yes.
and blessed enough to be able to express my emotions in the form of music, right?
Mhm.
So a lot of people listening to it and they're drawn to it because that's exactly how they feel, right? Because you know, a lot, even though a lot of like geographic locations change, the names of the people change, but we all have that same hurt. We all have that same darkness we went through, you know, and we've had to pick ourselves up. So if you made it to the other side, you understand what it's like to walk through that fire. So
Mhm.
anytime anybody's expressing it, you're like, man, this is real. He lived that. He lived that.
He
You know, he
lived
ain't
it
trying to be tough. He's literally talking about what I went through, you know, and that's
exactly.
why it works.
Exactly. And that's like I told people when I started my fight our war and I
Hmm.
had no clue about social media, nothing. No, it's public speaking. Hell no. I'd start hyperventilating. I get so now I can't shut me up. But one thing I said is I go, listen, man, we're not gonna have I go, the rules are don't be an asshole. Don't be
Yeah.
judging people. Don't be. And I said, because I am not a counselor. I don't have diplomas or degrees. I have no
No.
education as a life coach, peer coach, and anything at all. I go, the only thing I am, I go, I'm one of you.
Yeah.
I'm not
Life
saying I
experience.
know life experience. And the thing is too, it's
That's
like
everything.
we don't know exactly how you feel, but we can
Yeah.
relate to what when you just said that darkness. When I used to tell OG, man, there are times I was like, explain it. It'd be it's the deepest tunnel, darkest,
Mm.
coldest, nastiest,
Oh,
evilest, space that
Mhm.
just gets
yeah.
getting deeper and more. It's just is
You
hell.
start suffocating. You start
Uh,
suffocating.
You
Like I have
it's
that song called "Drowning," right? And, and
Mhm.
and the whole thing I always talk through and bring it up. I like telling stories in between while I'm performing and stuff. But I always say active addiction is like you feel like you're drowning. But the thing about that is, you know, when you're drowning, you're waiting for someone to save you. You know, and that's what the crazy thing is because with addiction, you have to save yourself. You could drop
yes,
anybody in who's in active addiction in the best treatment centers, give them all their full housing, give them this, set them up for success, get them that job, right? Save them from drowning, right? But unless they're ready to save themselves, it's not going to work. It doesn't matter, right? They
it,
say you get clean when you're ready to get clean. And
Mhm.
so that's what the whole thing about my song Drowning is. Like, you know, active addiction feels like you're drowning, except for you got to save yourself,
and that's it,
you
man.
know?
Because we hear that so many times too. I mean, how many times we had loved ones and family say, you know what, you can't do anything until they're ready to save themselves, and
Yep.
it's not just words. That's true. I mean, I
Yeah.
mean, I can't even tell how many times I was like, this is it. I'll never do that again. I've hit
Yeah.
rock bottom. I hit rock bottom so many fucking times. All that meant was just to get back to the bar that much quicker
Yeah.
so I could go back to rock bottom again. So, or if I recovered from it, it'd be like, well, I guess that was a rock bottom. I could do better than that.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah. Yeah. But
but
that's how it is though, you know, and it's crazy because like it really is like, you know, this experience that a lot of people have experienced, but they always think their story's unique, you know, and it may be unique to them, but there really is a whole, not just generation, but a whole group of people in mass numbers that have experienced this. There's a lot of people that never made it to the other side. And that's
yeah,
why I tell people, like, even like, I don't care how much time you got clean. If you're clean and sober, or like even doing better than what you were doing, right? And take care of yourself, your mental health, take care of your family, your responsibilities, like, I'm super proud. Like,
oh
you know what
god,
I'm
yeah,
saying? Because, like, unless you went through it, like addiction, like, you don't understand, like, how much it, like, I would love to go get high right now, but I just can't because I know my life falls apart. I can't. And that, you
exactly.
know, that sucks to like love something so bad you just know you can never again. But that's addiction. Almost 6 years sober, and I would love to go get loaded right now, you know?
Yeah, and that just shows the
Uh,
strength of all of us. I've
uh,
had people tell me in the past, people dealing with addiction and alcohol,
yeah,
whatever, you're all weak and you're
yeah,
selfish. And when you're doing active addiction, man, okay, yeah, there is selfish. We all get that.
of
But
course, of
weak
course.
is something that we are not, man. I always tell people, okay, first of all, before we had the title addict,
Yeah,
we were people. We are people
yeah,
before we were addicts. And
mhm.
the thing is, too, man, is with all that shit that's going on, it's just like you got to just believe in yourself
You
because
have
there's
to.
you have to, and you know that you can get through it. But the thing is,
Yeah,
too, we were talking about this hell that we just described.
yeah,
We were talking about one time with somebody, and he just said how terrible it is. And first, I don't know, it just popped out. I said, "Well, actually, we got to be kind of thankful for it." He's like, "What
yeah,
are you talking about?" I go, "Just think, if it wasn't for all the hell we went through, I wouldn't be talking to you right now.
yes.
We wouldn't know each
I say
other.
that
All
all the time.
Mhm.
it's
I would never,
crazy."
if I can go back, I would never trade my journey, right? Because
Yes.
I also get to save a lot of people in the process, right? Now that I made it on this side, I would always sacrifice myself for the greater good of people, right? That's just who I am nowadays. Something I've always believed in humanity. I always wanted to see people happy. I always wanted to see people doing good. I even at a young age, I always like seen commercials and cried to see people starving. Like I want people to genuinely be happy, right? And so
Yes.
it's like I would never trade it. And honestly, it's like the way it looked at, I had to go through all my struggles. I would have never met Kayla. The person that connected us, right? I don't talk to that person no more, but the person that connected us, I met in prison,
Oh,
right? So I met
Really?
in prison this last time, and we're doing laps around the yard. And, and it's funny because like everybody talks a big game. And, and I just talk about like when I get out, I'm going to get back to my music. Like I'm missing it. I want to get back to my music. And he's like, "Oh, I want to be your manager." And I was like, "All right, yeah. We're just doing laps around. I was like, "Yeah, just hit me when you get out." And he brought it up a few times, and I never asked him when he got out. And it turns out we got out a couple days between each other. Like I got out, then he got out like the next day or the day after. And he hit me, and I was like, ah, all right, let's see what you can do, right? I usually don't like managers because I know I work circles around most people I know. So I don't want to
Uh-huh.
give somebody a piece of my pie if I'm out working them, right?
Exactly.
Like if I'm booking everything myself, why am I going to give you a piece of my pie just because you're my manager, right? So that's the way I believe I know how hard I work, so I like to eat my cake too,
Yeah, you deserve
Um,
it, man.
so I'm sitting there and he wanted to be my manager, so I said, "Let's just see what you can do." Like, whatever, sure. We'll try it out for like a month, whatever. And his car happened to be in shop. Kayla, this is Kayla before I knew Kayla. She got into a wreck before, so like maybe like a month before. So she's been taking the bus, saving up for a new car, going to work. And they happen to meet on the bus. And Kayla, I guess, always sits in the same spot
Mhm.
on the bus every day that she was taking. And this guy beat her on the bus, the guy that I knew from prison, and was sitting there. And so Kayla was kind of like staring at him because she was like in a grumpy mood or whatever.
You're in my
And she's like,
seat.
"That's my spot." She's thinking. And so the guy started talking to her, and then he's like, "Oh, like I represent this hip hop artist. Like, look, we just did this video. It's me in the back. Check it out." And Kayla's like, "Oh, I sing. And he's like, "Oh, like I'll connect you to." And so she's like, "Sure." So we met at a diner downtown Portland on 6th and Anarchy. She comes in and I told her I just got out of prison, and my motto was I'm gonna do everything the hard way. That way it lasts this
Mhm.
time,
Yep.
right? When I got out, I know most guys when they get out, they're looking to for sexual stuff, right? When I got out, I was the complete opposite. I was like, I'm staying away from women. I'm gonna give me my job back, my old job. I'm gonna go ahead and get focused on music. Like when I got out, I had poster boards. I even got one on the door right now. Poster boards of dreams and visions broken down from long term to short term to days like daily
That's
goals that I could
great.
do today. Like I was
good.
focused. No girls, like we're not doing that. Like I'm trying to make this music stuff pop, right? Because I've been sitting in prison for the last 2 years visioning it. You know what I'm saying? Like I get out, like I'm not trying to play, I'm trying to work. So like Kayla comes, we meet at this diner, and she comes in. I was like, "Yeah, I'll buy you dinner. Let's talk about music, right?" And me and Kayla hit it off because I wasn't trying to like flirt with her. Like bought her dinner. She comes in. We have these two notebooks done, are down on the table. Like she sits across from me. We start jotting in the notebook goals, dreams. Like she's like, "Oh, I got a background in opera, studied music in Italy, like music theory, classically trained."
Wow.
And I was like, "Well, I rap. I just got out of prison. I plan on getting back to it." you know? And so like we started like writing down goals and be like, "Well, I got a music
Man.
video coming up in like a week if you want to like come by. And I was like, maybe we can do a song. And so we're like, yeah. And then we're joking, like, what if we did like a full album? And I was like, well, then we'd have to start like doing like a performances together or something. And like, well, what if we went on tours? And we wrote down both of our dreams and goals as two strangers meeting for the first time
I was just gonna say
at
that was
this
the first
diner.
time. That was the
First
first
time
time when
ever.
you
First
Wow.
Six and Anarchy at a place downtown Portland called The Originals. We sat down as two strangers across from each other at the table and talked about our music dreams and goals, and we wrote them down in notebooks. You fast forward to almost 6 years later, we are traveling in and out the country for music together. We're engaged, tens of millions of plays, hundreds of thousands of followers. We do music full time. Like we've rocked arenas together. Like we've done some pretty everything we
man.
jotted down, we basically have done. Like it's insane, and it's
Dude,
just two strangers sitting at a diner.
that I tell you what, that freaking love that.
Mhm.
Thank
That
you.
I mean, it just sounds like complete bullshit.
It's crazy, isn't it?
No, I mean to tell that story. Oh
Crazy.
yeah, and then everything worked out great, and now we're together, and it's just like okay. And here's what really happened. I
Yeah.
started hitting on her, and then my boys came in and hey man, check her out, and then made some comments, and then she
Yeah.
told you to fuck off, and then you
Yeah.
guys went your separate way.
Crazy though,
But
huh?
no, this is real.
No,
I mean,
it's
besides
it's like
just
a
the
fairy
music,
tale.
exact. Besides like writing the music down,
Yeah,
but then to
yeah,
go into, you know what? Let's go on tour. Let's do this. I'm surprised you
it's
guys didn't put. Well, here's what. Okay, after that, we'll get engaged. You
yeah,
know,
yeah. We did.
that's the
Well,
only
it's
thing you
funny because
missed.
like the first few times we hung out, it was funny because my cameraman, I had a cameraman with me, like because next time we met was at a music video shoot. We met in the morning, right? And I just got out and everything like that. I only been out like a month or two, and I had my cameraman with me. My cameraman's like trying to kick it to her. We both just got out of prison. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to kick it with Kayla. And we are laughing because we're all driving the van, and he's like, "Oh, like you could tell, like he was trying to hook up with something." And me and Kayla were both laughing because we're like, Kayla's like, "Oh no, 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 like I'm not doing like like I'm staying away from boys. She just got out of a bad relationship like months back. Like she's like, I don't plan on dating anytime soon. That's not none of my interest. We're good for right now. I just want to be me." And I was laughing too because I was like, that was my goal getting out of prison. I don't want to date a girl like. You know what I'm saying? Like we're both in focus mode and we're both like screw relationships. We're not getting into it.
Oh
Like we were
my!
totally opposed to the idea and then it just happened.
I
But
love
they
this.
say you find love when you're not looking.
Would you? But I just this is.
It's crazy.
I mean, I just
It's
love the fact.
crazy.
Hey, yeah, I'm professionally, taught in opera and there. And, yeah, I just got out,
I rap
man.
and I just got out of
I just
prison.
got out when yesterday. You know,
That's how it basically was. But she
Uh,
said she was like, okay, she thought I seemed nice because I didn't try flirting with her at all. Right?
y-
Because that was never my motive. Like I took it from a professional standpoint right on top. You sit across from me, here's some notebooks. Let's talk goals. This is why we're here. I'll buy you dinner, but let's talk goals. You know?
man,
And even like the next time we met up, like it was really cool to be able to build a friendship first. Right?
man,
We
that
built
is
a
just
friendship and like it's crazy because we had certain goals in line and we made sure we stuck with it. We put our boundaries out there, and we stuck with it. Like, it's really cool what we did. And I'm so happy that there's that friendship at the foundation of our relationship. Cause things get hard. Things get hard. We don't always get along. That's the relationship that, it ain't perfect. Like there's times we don't get along. We're literally growing a business from the ground up. We're on the road. We're pulling 32-hour days sober, right? You're
yeah.
you're gonna get grumpy, right? There ain't no party fun happening. Like you're sober,
No,
working 32 hours straight, driving from this city, go rock this show, drive 8 hours, rock this show. You're doing 3 shows in like 30 hours. Like you're
and
wore
you're
out, you're
together.
tired.
I mean, and you're
Together,
together. It's
24/7.
it's not like okay, the show's over. You have a little shitty attitude. Something happens.
Yeah,
Like, oh, hey, screw. I'll see you tomorrow. No,
yeah.
you're gonna go pull the car around.
It's like there's times like we're not, we're getting in a little argument, whatever, and then it's like, "No, all right, well, let's go load the car and hop on stage together now." You know what
It's
I'm
like
saying?
kiss my ass, screw you. Okay, then next Kayla,
Yeah.
Skyler, hey baby, and
eh,
then you're sitting there,
it's
puts the
crazy.
mic
Well,
down,
you know what
asshole.
the crazy thing is, like me and her felt it. So like the beginning of this tour, this third tour. So right now we're on our road to recovery tour. I think we're like 17, 18 stops in. This entire tour, this is our third year doing it. We stop into jails, prisons, treatment centers around the country, do sober events where usually I come in, I speak for about an hour. Me and Kayla perform for about an hour. It's about a 2-hour event, right? But we have done over 80 shows around the country on this specific tour. It's just me and Kayla. We headline the whole thing. We travel in our van. We do all our sound equipment. Like we bring all of our own equipment. So we do all like the audio, the sound, setup, the tear down. We run our own merch table, right? We run our own merch table. We're driving to the next thing. Like we make our own merch. So it's like this year for some reason, I don't know what it was. Me and her combating a little bit. You know what I'm saying? This year going into this tour. And it's crazy because, we had a little rough patch and we were in there. And I remember like the first like 5 or 6 shows, because we always talk afterwards about shows, what went good, what we could improve on. And after like 3 or 4 or 5 shows, we sat down and we're like, do you think like we haven't been feeling good about our performance, or we feel like it's not as good as we can do because me and you aren't as strong as we're used to being?
Ooh.
And so we talked about that, and it really makes a difference, the chemistry, like the way we bond on stage, the way we bounce together on stage and pop off each other, the real genuine in love looks when we look into each other's eyes, that stuff that the audience notices, right? Instead of going up there in a grumpy mood trying to pull it off, you know what I'm
That
saying?
fake
It's
ass
like,
smile,
yeah, it's fake, and then it's like you're arguing in the car for like 3 hours. Not arguing, not to be
No, sure,
dramatic,
sure.
right? But it's not the best of terms. And then like now you got to go set up together for 2 hours and sound check, and then hop on stage.
Damn,
You
man.
get no privacy. Everybody's coming up and speaking to you. Then you hop on stage and be like, "I can feel your heartbeat." And so it makes a difference, right? And it's crazy because sometimes like I could be kind of short tempered, I could be kind of mean, I could be kind of you know I could be kind of grumpy sometimes. I don't notice the tone of my voice sometimes. Me and Kayla have a very big rule. We don't call each other outside our name. She don't get called the B word. She don't call me any of those names. I don't we have a rule. You don't say it, because we learned from past relationships. Once you say it, it's always going to be
He's
said,
out there.
right?
Yes.
And
Yeah.
so we have those rules, but like sometimes I'm grumpy and I don't realize my tone. I think I'm just talking normal, and I guess I'm being snooty or rude, right? And because I'm tired and
You're
grumpy,
being a
no excuse,
guy.
but you know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm sitting there, and sometimes like it affects it, but it's funny because I was there and I was in Montana. Me and Kayla are in Montana. And, we had a good couple of days. We had like 3 shows back to back in Montana. And, we started addressing it like the way we treat each other, like the way, like this is Corley reflecting on stage. I don't know if everybody tells, but afterwards we're always like, our performance was all right. Or like, oh, we killed it. Like, we kind of know as performers how well we did or what we
Sure.
can do because we know what we're capable of. And I remember there was somebody I always talk highly about Kayla, especially like on stage, like because she's an ally to those in recovery, but I'm the one in recovery. So everybody kind of gravitates to me or makes the big deal about me, but she's just as equal as part of this whole adventure, right? And so I always make sure to give her extra credit on stage, always talk about her and talk about how important she is to this movement. And somebody
Definitely.
approached us at one of the gigs and came to me and Kayla, and it was, older lady, and she's like, "What you guys have is beautiful." And she looked at me, and she said, "I love the way you speak of Kayla highly." Or Kayla Hiley, right?
Hmm.
Kayla Hiley, like you speak so good about her, right? She said, "I just hope you treat her the same way behind closed doors."
Ah.
No.
And I was like, and it hit me and it stuck with me because I was like, we've been grumpy for like this is the beginning of this tour. And I was like, we haven't been on the best,
Man,
and it
man,
really
but we're
stuck with
human,
me.
man. But
And I
yeah.
was like, and I remember after that, I would like talk to Kayla. I was like, yo, it sucks. I was like, she said that, and she doesn't know I've been kind of grumpy towards you lately. And since then, I feel like our chemistry has been on point. In like the last like 10, 12 shows that we have done together has been some of the best. Like we have absolutely nailed it, like delivered full. Like we're watching some of the footage back. We're like, yo, we got
You're
so
like,
good. We're so talented. Like shocking ourselves, but it's like it's that
but it's
chemistry coming
true.
back together.
Oh, but see,
You
Skyler,
know?
what you don't know is that lady was a plant, man.
Yeah.
Kay, Kayla
She might
knew
have
her,
been. She
and
might have
she's
been.
like,
Whatever. I'll take
she
it.
goes, she goes, you know what? Go talk to Skyler. Tell him
Hey, it worked. It
it
worked.
worked, man.
Bro,
Oh,
I,
that's
I felt it
awesome.
to my core. I was like, I have never felt so called out because I love Kayla to death, right? Kayla's my everything. So for me to know I haven't been always on point, especially recently, and we've openly discussed that between each other, like, hey, this is affecting our performances. Like we gotta get it together.
And
We
then to
can't be
have someone
bickering on the
say
way to
it,
shows or, we got to be nicer to each other. And then
and
for
that's
someone to say that, and
yeah.
I was like, ah,
At that moment
check
too.
yourself.
At
Yeah.
that moment, it's just like, okay, here's you just kind of chilling, like, well,
Yeah.
this is I'll deal with this. It can't get any worse. By the way,
Yeah.
Skyler, I hope you're not a real scumbag.
Yeah. I was like, whoa.
Woo!
but she
You're
said it in such a loving way, but like left the trail open. Like, if this fits, you might want to correct it, you know? And I was like, oh, but since
uh,
then, like, it has been really cool because but here's the thing with like relationships in life. Like you said, what we talked about before we went live, we had to go through what we had to be put
yes.
in the situation we are, to be who we are for our beliefs and be the person we are, right? So it's the
Yep.
same thing. It's like a bone, right? The relationship, me and Kayla's relationship, or any relationship, you got to break the bone for it to grow back stronger. Bones grow back stronger after it's been broken.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like sometimes you have to go through rough patches and have to be able to have that open communication to be able to
Yes.
talk to go through it. Like me and Kayla tell each other all the time, like, if you're tired of me, just go to the other room or take a nap because I'm not going nowhere. We both tell each other that, like, we're
You're
together for the
stuck,
long
man.
haul. So make it work. Make it work, dude.
You deal with this. Fix it. Fix it
Yeah,
before the show.
fix it. Fix it because we're not separating. So,
Oh,
but we believe in working through stuff. It's important.
it's just going to make you, I mean, stronger as people, stronger as a
Yeah,
couple, stronger as husband and wife, and stronger as a
absolutely.
as in performing.
Yeah.
Has she ever had any issue with addiction herself or anything like that with
No,
her?
no, she's went through like bad relationships, things like that.
Okay.
She isn't, she wasn't always goody two shoe.
Hmm.
She's tried stuff like everybody, most people have.
Sure.
But
Sure.
no, she's now, like, especially for like more recent, or since I've known her at least, she's the type,
Awesome.
bro. We'll go out to dinner and she'll have like a cocktail, right? And then it's like sometimes like we'll be done ready to leave and there's still like some left. Or like we'll be watching a movie, I'll have my root beer or my little bubbly, and
Uh-huh.
she'll have like a cider, and I'll be cleaning up the cans afterwards, and the cider will be half full, and I'm like, "Do you want the rest of this?" And she's like, "No, I'm done with it." And I'm like, "You're
Yeah.
wasting it." And she's like, "No, I'm not." She's like, "I wanted a little sip of dinner." I'm like,
Oh my!
"How?
Can
How?"
you imagine that us in our day? I mean, that
Ah,
sucker would have been gone before the movie started. I
that's
mean,
what I said.
what's that?
I don't get it.
No, that's pre-breakfast there.
Ah,
I mean, we're
yeah.
talking kegs and eggs.
Bro, she's so crazy. All she does is like, she's the type that like likes to have a drink with dinner, and then that's it. She don't get drunk. She don't. She like I barely even see her buzz. Like, it is so insane. I'm
And
like,
for
I
rock,
don't get you.
and this is for people in your industry. I mean,
Yeah,
you're musicians. You're supposed to be
entertainment.
partying, entertainment,
Mhm.
man. The Rolling Stones, man, doing drugs from dusk till dawn, and
Yeah, it's
but
crazy. I mean, honestly, probably at the coolest thing about our relationship. So look, we've done really cool stuff. I've done really cool stuff that I'm unbelievably proud of, stuff that I've only ever dreamed of, right? But my biggest flex in life is that my significant other, Kayla, has never seen me under the influence. Not once, right? I have never, my clean date stretches back farther than when I've known her, right? And to me,
that's
that
oh
is
man,
important because
yes.
you only could say that you use once or do anything once, you can never honestly say that
Mhm.
again. So as it being real and known in my heart that it's real and that it's not just like words, like it's real actions backing it.
Yep.
That is my biggest flex. That's cooler than anything that I've ever done. Like, I'm gonna marry this girl, like we're gonna grow old together, like family, all this different stuff. And it's like she has never seen me under the influence. Like me, like I'm a junkie addict, like slamming dope, like we turn it up, like and she's
Man,
never seen me under the influence. What,
and for us, it was just the opposite. Everyone
Yeah,
has never seen us not sober. I mean, I
yeah. No
mean,
one's
I
ever
mean,
seen
it's
me
just like,
sober.
oh my god, it's just like, man, it's like, man, it's 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
Well, shit, Bloody Mary, you know, let's get this party started.
yeah.
And because they're just so used to you, seeing you in that frame
It's
of
crazy.
mind, that's the norm. And now, like people, for me, January 27th coming up will be 5 years sober for me. And
Congratulations.
thank you, brother. And
Yeah.
looking back, it's just like even myself, like picturing myself saying, well, I remember when I first got out of the hospital, I was talking to some people, and the one was sober, and he goes, I said, well, how long have you been sober? And he said, 30 years. And he goes, how about you? And I was just like, a month. And I felt like,
You
like,
gotta start. You
but you
gotta
know what
start
though?
somewhere.
I said, just, and I kind of laughed at it. And the guy, thank God I was hearing this guy, because he goes, why would you say it like that? He goes,
Yeah.
when's the last time you were sober for a month? I'm like, never. And,
Never.
So now I tell people that all the time. I don't care if it's 50 years, 5 years, 5 days, 5 hours.
Yeah,
I mean, celebrate it, man. And
celebrate it.
yeah,
Yes. I,
but
I, I truly believe in that. It's such an accomplishment. Like, come on now, like that is incredible. Like we used to get high and then go do some dirt or whatever people's
Mhm.
activities were. We were already thinking about getting the next high. Like that's
yeah,
how it was. Like it's so insane. So for somebody to even have a plan, want to do better, and then back it up with action is
yeah,
insane. Like it
it
truly is.
is. Scott, just checking here too. We got was it Katie? Katie
Mhm.
Melton?
Katie, I
Yep,
wanted to give her a shout out. So
there she
our
is.
tour Brown broke down her and Danny. Katie, I absolutely appreciate you and your man Danny absolutely so much. I give them shout outs every single time they come to the shows because our tour van broke down this year on the way to Idaho on a gig and they drove. I made a post, a positive post, not asking for help or nothing. I was
Uh-huh.
like, our van broke down, but like me, my dog Pound Cake, and Kayla, we're gonna
Oof,
we're gonna have dinner underneath the stars, right? Because we
yeah,
were planning on going camping after the show anyway. So we had like a little burner, we were gonna cook, and I was like, we're gonna have burgers underneath the star. Like we got our speakers, sound equipment, we're listening to music. Like it was like a beautiful appreciation of life post. And
yeah.
she like gets a hold of me and she's like, you guys are broken down? And I was like, yeah, but I was like, we're all right, and she's like, we're coming right out. And I was like,
Oh,
we're nine
wow.
and a half hours away. This is over an 18-hour round trip for you. And like this is like 20 minutes after the post. She's like, we're coming, we're coming. I was like, you don't even know like what's down. She's like, Danny's gonna get a hold of you, her man. And I was like, I don't know. I think it's our starter. And he's like, oh, I got a new one already. I went and bought it for you. I was like, what? And he's like, we'll be there. And they drove and they made it the next. They did an 18-hour round trip on the
Whoa.
spot without being asked. Never asked for anything. Of
And
course,
you
I hooked
said,
them up with merch, money, all that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I took care of
sure,
them,
sure.
right?
And you said
But
it's Katie, right? Katie Melton?
Katie, yes,
Katie,
yes.
Katie, tell you what, shout out from everyone at My Foot Our War, Katie,
Ah,
for you and was it Danny?
Danny.
Katie, you and Danny just shows what it's about, man. You
Ah,
know,
recovery,
Skyler and
giving back.
Kayla are
Uh,
doing their thing to help so many people, and that's what we do. And
yep,
then you and you and Danny, doing the
yep.
same. So, man, just paying it forward. Katie, thank you so much, man. That's awesome, brother.
They're
That is
forever.
awesome.
They're forever part of my clan now. I will never. That's some things that like people do something for, and you're like, wow, they actually
Yes.
like really genuinely think of us as friends or care. Like, protect these people at all costs. you know.
And that's it too, man. Because ever
Yeah.
since I started doing this, I've never met a lot of these people, but they see our content, they see our shows and stuff, and it's like they feel like they know you. And some
Yeah.
of the comments are so freaking nice, and it
Ugh,
means so much. I'll sit
they
there and I'll
do.
be talking to people and getting these messages, and it's like, here come the tears, man. It's just like
Yeah.
it means so much that we can impact people's lives with such a dark place that we are
Yeah.
in by not getting, just like with you and Kayla and your music, Katie and Danny, by just doing what they're doing to help and extending what life's all about, man.
Yeah.
This is what it's all about, man. But that's 18 hours, man. Katie, you
18
and
hours trip.
Danny,
And what she said with
you
her
are
two
rock
year old
stars, man.
autistic son, they showed up with their son, right? They showed up, like dropped everything. And I was like, you know what the crazy thing is?
Woo!
You know what the crazy thing is? So look, we broke down, like our starter went out, our I don't know much about cars. The van was going to crap, right? Our tour van. And I was inside, we were at this store and we finally got to like the closest town because we broke down with no service, of course. The whole 9.5 hour trip, you get service between an hour patch, and of course we broke down right in the middle. The only place with no
Mhm.
service, right? So we finally get there, and I go into the store and there was this lady standing there, and she's like, I'm waiting to buy some like water to dump on the vehicle, the engine, whatever. I forgot what.
Mhm.
I'm not an auto guy, right? But I was told to buy water, so I'm buying water and I'm in there, and there's this girl, and she's like, "Oh, go ahead. I'm waiting for my husband. He went to go grab the wallet." And it's a small town in Idaho, and I was like, "Okay." And as I'm checking out, she goes, "Oh, there's my husband." And then she's like, "Did you get the wallet?" And he's like, "Oh, I left it at the campsite. We don't have it." And they're like, "Okay, well, we'll just leave. It's all right if we like put this back or leave it there." And I said, "Well, can I buy it for you?" And she's like, no, 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 no. The guy's like, oh, no, no, you ain't buying it. And I said, please. And he's like, no, you're not doing it. I said, check it out. I said, my van just broke down. I said, we're national touring artists. Our van broke down. I said, I would like to have some good karma on my side. You know what I mean? Even if you don't want me to do it, like, please put your pride aside. I said, I need this good karma right now.
This isn't
And
about you right now, son.
not even 10 to 15 minutes later, Katie and them hit me up. Oh, we're coming. We're coming. I was like, that is like the fastest instant karma I've ever had. I was like, yo, positive
Skyler,
karma
man,
too.
I tell you
I
what,
was like, how does this work?
well,
Crazy.
me and you, I mean, you just found your new best friend, man, because I'm not going to stop
Hey.
bothering you because between your story about you and Kayla at the diner with the notebooks, sitting down, it's like, yeah, I'm professionally trained in opera and here and here. And, and I just got out of prison and I'm a rapper. And here's what we're going to do for the rest of our lives. And we're going to write this down. And this is life. And then it worked. And it's happening,
crazy.
man. So it's like me and you are going to meet up. We're going to play the lotto.
We could. We could.
But, hey, man, you know, we got to get you here to Detroit, man. We got to get you to Detroit.
I love Detroit. I've only been there once. I love Detroit. Absolutely love it. Cause I grew up on Eminem. Eminem's the reason why I started rapping. So you know I've been to Detroit. You know I had to peep all the little scenes, the old hip hop shop, Mom's Spaghetti, little peep down 8 Mile. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know I had to go there.
What you got any plans? Any shows? Anything? Maybe?
Not this year.
Nothing?
I think no.
2025 maybe.
I mean I'm always down for a travel. I know this year we got. I'm actually gonna go see Eminem live. We got Nexus Stage tickets in August. At the in Austin, Texas. So we have a bunch of stuff coming up in Houston. October 9th, 10th, and 11th we'll be in Houston. We fly back for a couple of days, then we fly back out to Austin for some music stuff, then go see Eminem, and then we come back, and then we have Las Vegas. What else do we have? We have Arizona. We have to go back out to Texas for more music stuff. And then we got like where else we gotta travel? I know we gotta travel. I know we're going to like Spain, Italy, Africa, France.
Man.
There's so much, but like most of September is within like a 4-hour radius of me right now. So this is kind of like stay close, knock out the local centers for recovery month, you know.
Man, I tell you, Scott, just from what you just said, just railing, can you believe that you're saying what you just said?
Oh,
I mean,
bro,
and then before that, the underpass, sleeping there,
under the bridges,
homeless and all that. And now I'm going to Italy. I'm going here. We're going there. We're going there. And
it's crazy.
Not only that, man, but changing lives. And I mean,
it's insane.
Life is good, man. I mean, this, like we said, what you're doing is just, it's a storybook, man. This is stuff. This is that Hallmark stuff, man, where it's
and that's why I tell people never give up on their dreams. I tell people if you love it, you do it. No matter what. I don't care I didn't start out with much talent. I couldn't even rap on beat for 17 years until Kayla told me I couldn't rap on beat and showed me how it'd sound if I do. Right? I didn't know that. All my friends just said, "Oh, that's fire. That's dope. Oh, bro, that's hard." And it's like,
she's like, "Honey, you suck."
On beat. And Kayla's like, "That's pretty good, but like, it's a little. You could work on some. Let me show you what I mean." And like, she would cut me and move me on beat, and I'm like, "Oh, that sounds good." You know what I'm saying? I always knew something was off, but me being off beat, I didn't know what that meant, or I didn't know I was. I just thought it was sounded and didn't sound as good because I wasn't a professional. Right? Something sounded off because I wasn't professional. And then now that I'm rapping on beat and Kayla showed me, and now my ears are trained for it, I'm like, oh, I'm actually like, now I'm getting good. Like, all right, let's get this party started, right? So it's getting fun. I see my guy King Handsome in the comments. Shout out to King Handsome. He is one of my best friends. Absolutely amazing guy. Hard as steel. He comes from the streets of Providence, Rhode Island.
He is.
Yep.
Okay.
Good people. Works super hard. Always doing music. And he has a heart. Such a good heart. Absolutely love that guy.
Thank you so much for jumping on with us, man. I mean, anyone who Skyler talks to like that has got to be awesome, man. So thank you for joining us, man.
Absolutely. Thank you, Will. We were just out with him, so we meet up all over the country. Like we met up in Chicago once. We met out in like New Orleans, together. We met out in Washington. We've been out in Oregon. We met up in Connecticut a couple times. We met out in Massachusetts a couple times. We always meet up all around the country, right? And do music stuff, shoot videos
Wow.
together, make songs together. It's a really cool relationship what we have, right?
Nice.
I'm very kind of picky when it comes to music, who I work with, just because I don't mind working for free and like making music with people, but I want to be making music with people that would be making music even if I wasn't around. Like I could fall off and disappear for 5 years and come back and 100%, 1,000% guaranteed King Handsome would be still making music without a doubt. So much, and that's like, okay,
Yes.
those are the people I don't mind giving my time and attention to because he's gonna do this regardless.
Because you love it's
Um,
passion, man. It's passion and it's
it's
real.
passion, and it is. And that, like we were talking about before I got sidetracked, was I tell people all the time, if you love it, do it. Like it don't matter
Mm.
if so many more people are better than you. Like stick with it because like year 17, 18 of rapping, Kayla showed me what it was like to rap on beat. Never made a dollar till I was 28. Like there's so many people that just start doing music and they're so talented. And to think like people making their first song are way better than I was 17, 18 years into the game. Right?
Unbelievable. That
But
just
it's like now music pays the bills. So it's like stick with it. Like you never know when things will unfold. So just do it because you love it.
and that's and it sounds again, it sounds like bullshit. And it sounds like
Yeah.
that only works for people that's happened to. But it is true. Like for me, I never in a million years thought I'd be doing podcasts and shows. And I
Yeah.
never thought I'd even like, I knew it was kind of cool, but I never thought, I mean, I absolutely love doing this. I
Yeah.
love the camera being on. I love them. I love everything about it. The interaction with you,
Yeah.
like with Jared, with Ian Bick, with all these guests and these different people, with our new friend Katie and Danny and,
Yeah.
King Handsome and all these people that you now have this platform for. That all you got to do is reach out and and be yourself first of all, and then you get that
That's
positive response. I was like, I don't want to stop doing this. So this is my new thing. I'm not
it's
you're
so
never going to hear
fun.
me sing, but I get to have people like you and Kayla on.
Yeah, it's beautiful, bro. I'm so happy that you found your thing, right? Because it's
Yeah.
so important. And like you said, you get to be yourself. You don't have to put on. It is so much freedom being myself,
Oh,
right? Because I get to be the same person behind closed doors that I am when I pop out anywhere,
damn,
right? I
Scott,
don't
you
have to be
just
there, be a tough guy, and like it's there's such a freedom that comes with picking the lane that I chose for music. It's such a
Very
beautiful
good.
thing.
and we were talking about that before we went live. How our lives in the past, you rapping about the Lamborghini and doing all that stuff that wasn't real, and like
Yes,
me and being
yes.
real, like you have like an image that
Mm-hmm.
you have to stay in that mindset, and you have to keep that front going. Like for me, like with the stuff I did, the people I hung with, man, it was a
Yeah,
very tough, mean, violent world, man, and you had to keep that
yeah,
up, and it wasn't me. I mean, it
yeah.
was. We got to own
Of
what we
course, yeah,
did,
yeah, yeah.
but at the same time, like right now, acting a fool, just joking around here, having fun.
Having
This
fun,
is me.
being silly, yeah.
When this camera goes off, I'm the same idiot than when the camera's going, man.
That's the
So,
same way.
well, that's like if
I,
people would have saw me and you before we went live, we were doing
bro,
this shit before we
yeah.
hit live.
It's so fun though. It's so fun to be yourself, and that's why
Yeah,
I feel like I'm finally becoming like the man I want to be. Right? It is so cool. Like I'm a corny joke cracking, like dad joke type of
I
guy.
was
Like
just gonna
I
say
have a
dad
lot
joke.
of fun. I'm
Uh,
so like just silly, but I enjoy it,
oh,
and it's like I find my people. You know, it's
well,
cool. It's really cool.
you found two here, brother.
Hmm.
Because you
Thank you,
know
man.
what, you can. And I'm not just bullshitting you, man.
Yeah,
It's we're gonna definitely stay connected here,
we will.
and
We will.
you can just see the truth and the passion in your eyes. You
Hmm.
can
Thank you
just
so
see
much.
and then when you're talking about your music, when you're
Yeah,
talking about traveling, when you're talking
yeah.
about, especially when you're talking about Kayla, you just
Hmm.
you just see it, and it's
Thank
beautiful.
you.
It's
Thank
absolutely
you.
beautiful, man.
I,
But
I I love it. I love it. I absolutely like. I live the life I always wanted. Right? Like
Outstanding.
it. Life is like I can't get any better. Like I know I can do it on bigger levels, and like obviously there's levels to it.
Mm-hmm.
clearly, right? But it's like my life is so cool. Like I got an English bulldog right here that I've wanted an English bulldog for 10 years. Looks exact same bulldog looking as this calendar hanging up on my wall that I've been wanting to get for the last 3 years, right? So like I everything I visualized, like this bulldog to look the exact same color, exact same marking, is now sleeping next to my lap, right? Got her in Indiana. Like I got the girl that I love. We make music together. We travel. I'm sober, right? I got my own studio. We have our own print shop. We have a full gym,
Wow.
tan and bed saunas. Like we our life is so perfect. And I'm a gamer, and I got my games. Like you know
Oh
what I'm
my
saying?
God.
Like life
And
is good.
I love that. I love your one post. It's
Yeah.
you driving your boat and her, and it's like nothing like riding a boat with the person you love.
Ah,
I mean, just those comments. I mean, the thing is, it's not for show. It's not for
yeah.
props. It's not for. It's real.
Awesome.
And for for the people, it just trying to get that. You can
Yeah.
get it. It's not just like you said. Your passion with your music. I mean, what are the chances of sitting down in a diner and just going through that? And here it happens. You're living
It's
proof. You're living
it's
freaking proof.
obtainable. It's
It
obtainable. You know what the cool thing about being sober is? Cause like when I was selling dope, I had so much stuff, right? I had everything I wanted. I had everything cost a dub sack of meth, right? I'm like, I got a dub sack of meth. Let me get those headphones. Let me get your backpack. Let me get your bike. Let me get your food stamp card, right? There's all this stuff, right? So like, I always had whatever I wanted when I sold dope. Like I had like a lot of money. Had like, But here's the thing: you go to jail from selling dope or whatever, you just go to jail from doing what you're doing, you lose everything, including your woman, your friend got. You know what I'm saying? Like you
Mm-hmm.
lose everything.
you,
So then you have to restart again, right? And then you're back on top, and you're Scarface. You got your whips, and then you go to jail, and everything's gone, right? The cool
everything's
thing about
gone.
sobriety is I could have a bad day and I'm still gonna wake up in my bed at the place I live with my dog, with my lady, with everything I obtain. I don't have to worry about losing it today because of sobriety, right? So I
Yes.
got clean and sober for music. That's why
Yep.
my
And
logo is a microphone with wings,
I
right?
Mm-hmm.
Because
love
it saved
that,
my life.
man.
It's my guardian angel. Nowadays, I stay in recovery because of the life that it provided. I refuse to give up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not giving away my dog. I'm not giving away my lady or the stuff I've earned, and I don't have to. That is the beauty of recovery. So if anybody's watching this and you're not in recovery, like give it a
Preach.
try because life can be incredible. I
Oh,
promise you that. So
it's the best high that you could get.
yes. Ugh.
And it's the best high. What was that? The other thing you said. What did you say in you and your glory when you're laying in that tub? You made a comment. What was it
The
about?
the Bubble King.
Yes,
Yeah, but what you made a comment in
you were in a
there.
bubble.
I don't.
You were in a bubble
It
bath.
was something. No, it was really something about
oh,
the pain or
my worst day sober is better
yeah,
than my best day getting high.
There
man.
you
You know
go.
what? And it sound. Think about those words. You can't
Yeah,
get any more true than that, brother. I mean, you
it
can't.
is.
And
I mean, what's a bad day? Something not going right, like taking a loss financially. Like what's a bad day? I'm still in like good health. I still got
yeah.
everything I've earned. Like I still got a good life, even
What's a
if I
bit?
take a hit over
Yeah,
here.
yeah. It's like it's not like
Uh,
some strange lady walked up and told me to get my shit together and start being a nice.
yeah, it's like life is still great, and that's the thing
Oh
is like
man.
there's gonna be disappointments, but you just gotta keep going. You gotta keep going. Just because you take steps back, don't mean you lose the tools that you gained along the way. You know how to
Yeah,
get
man.
there. Just
That's
keep
it.
going.
And Skylar, it's just say, man, there are no limits. The only limits we have are the limits we put on ourselves. And then when it
Yes.
comes to setbacks, there are no setbacks. There are only great
No.
comebacks waiting to happen.
Great
And
comeback, baby. Let's go.
man, I'm telling you, I swear to God, me and you, if we get together, this shit's gonna be fun.
Bro, it'd be a lot of fun. It definitely
Man,
will,
tell you
bro.
what, man, do you have time to rattle off some stuff to let people know where you're gonna be going and just to give people some
Yeah,
updates and
of
just
course.
do your thing, man. Let people know what's going on because I mean,
I
hey
got
man,
you.
I could go all night with you, man.
I appreciate you. Yeah, 1 second. I got you.
Did
So
you
there
say your
is a lot
dog's
of
name Pound Cake? Your dog
you
is
want to
it
see
Pound?
pound cake?
Is it?
Do you
That's
want
your
to see pound
bulldog?
cake?
Yeah. My wonder dog is if I move her, she'll take my foot off. So that's
I
Susie
got
the
you,
wonder
bro. Hold
dog.
on. Let me grab
We
my
want
little
pound
pound
cake.
cakes. Hold on. Come here, mamas. Come here,
Oh, shit,
mama.
Uh-oh.
come here, Susie. Oh,
Oh, God. Look at her.
oh my God.
Oh, I
You know
love
what?
her.
That is, if there's a reason to be sober, it's that reason.
That's one of the best.
Hey, this is my dogger. My dogger.
Exactly.
Oh my
Oh, I love her
God.
so much. Hey, I cuddle her. I take her everywhere. She's always
Oh
in the
yeah.
studio with me. She's literally my sidekick glued to my hip. Oh, she
Oh.
is
I
incredible.
got Susie the Wonder Dog here. It's my big old cat, but I call her my
Yeah.
DAWG. And
Hey!
she's just I love that pound cake. You are
So
famous.
beautiful.
That
She's perfect. Like she's
that
everything I've ever wanted. Like hey, me and
Wow.
her cuddle.
oh
Bro, it's
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
she's the biggest cuddler in the world. She'll like wrap her arms around me and stuff, and I pull her in. We just snuggle. Me and her take naps every day together. Like love her.
Start snoring and stuff. I used to have
Yes.
always dogs. I had all rescues. Mine were all pits. And these
Okay.
suckers, they were all lap dogs. And the thing is, same thing. They'd be laying there on my face and
Yeah.
stuff. But
I love pits.
pound
Pits
cake.
are honestly one of my favorite type of dogs. And they and it's how they're raised. I get
Yeah.
it. Like people are afraid because they are like real like they're
Oh,
savages, right? They're built so perfect. They're so athletic. They're so strong. So I get why
strong.
people are like, they can be dangerous. But that's with anybody. Like you have somebody
Yes.
who's just yoked out crazy, like they're gonna cause some damage, right? But dogs, pit bulls are some of the nicest temperament, nicest friendly dogs. Like I've had one. I've been around other ones, and like kids are climbing on their back, hanging from their
Yeah.
ears. Like they're so beautiful and such loving creatures. Pit bulls.
When I,
I'm a
when
pit
I,
bull guy.
oh yeah, when I got my first one, bought my
Yeah.
first new house, I got my dog, and a friend worked with the rescue league. I go, I want something, but I can't get a puppy. It's just like a shepherd mix. Well,
Yeah.
next thing you know, they bring this dog to me. I'm like, what the hell is that, man? It just looked really skinny and stuff. And they go, it's a shepherd lab. Well,
Hmm.
long story short, I ended up being a shepherd pit bull. And I was like, never had. I was like, oh, I don't know, man. And I ended up naming
Yeah.
him Taz. And
Uh,
Taz, I tell you what, I'm hearing stories, man. I'm worried about
yeah.
eating my nieces and nephews. That
Yeah.
dog was, he thought it was a lap dog. And when you went near the kids, like he would
Yeah.
stand up and get in front of them, like, oh,
Protective.
protecting them.
Ugh,
Yeah.
pit bulls. It's about how you raise those dogs. I'm telling you. I've been around quite a bit of pit bulls, and most of them are nicer. There's more good ones than bad ones I've been around, right?
Yeah.
They're
I mean,
so loving. They're right there on your lap. They just want to be held. They want to give kisses. Like they're such beautiful creatures.
they are, man.
Ugh,
But it's just Scott, tell you what, man, let's get some of
yeah,
your dates, and you know what,
I got
she's
you.
trying to
I
tear
got
the
you.
light down. But let's get, because we you've got to be seen. You
I
and
got you, bro. I'm trying to find it right now.
I,
So
I
I
already
got
put
it
it on
on
my
here.
page, man. You know, just post it on our page, let people know
Oh,
where
I
they can
definitely will. So I know we got
definitely.
for Portland. I know we're heading to Baker City. I think the 17th. So Baker City, Oregon, we will be there. I will send over a flight, a tour flyer to you. Yeah, I'm used
Mhm.
to checking on my phone, but we got this live. I know the 27th. We will be in Clackamas 4D. I know we got some other dates in between that around the Portland metro area. I know October 9th and 10th will be in Houston, Texas, as well as the 11th. Around the 18th through like the 22nd will be in Austin, Texas. I know we're supposed to be heading back out to Houston, Texas on November 11th. The first week of November, we will go ahead and be in Las Vegas, and then we head to Arizona after that. We got a couple of video shoots.
Wow.
We're doing that, and then December we're heading out to Spain,
Oh,
France,
nice. Nice.
Italy,
Yeah, brother.
Africa. It's kind of all
Man.
over the place, right? We've been like we just got back. We just met up with Woe out in Woe is King Handsome. We call him Woe
Hmm.
for winning over everything, right? So we just met up with Woe King Handsome
Hmm.
out in Connecticut for a festival. But yeah, we just got done. Me and Kayla just got back. We linked up with Kalichi in Pittsburgh.
Hmm.
We did Philadelphia, Connecticut, Queens, New York. So it's been fun. We just got back from Houston, Texas, a couple weeks ago, doing a festival out there. Uh,
God, brother.
it's a beautiful life, right?
Beautiful.
It
Um,
is, especially
but
sharing
it,
it with her, huh? Sharing it with your
oh
partner,
my
man.
God, there's nothing better than traveling with your best friend. The
My
nothing beats
brother.
that. I promise you that. Like getting like the same dreams, like and her craziness matches my level of craziness. Like I'm
Oh,
telling you, like the more money we make, the broker we are. But that's because we invest every single dollar we make into it, right? And when you start to level up, it's bigger purchases, bigger investments, bigger, But that's how we keep everything going. But I absolutely love her because I say she matches my level of crazy. Because I'm like sometimes I'm like it's gonna be like 5,000 or 7,000 or 3,000 or 800. I'm like, can we do it? I always ask for permission. I'm like, can we do it? And she's like, yeah, we can do it, of course. Like, if you think it's gonna help this or that, I'm like, oh, it will. Let's do it. And we
and
invest, 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 and she never questions it. Like, it's really cool to have somebody with the same dreams. Cause I've dated
now
people
you,
without the same dreams, and it's like I'm like want to make an investment, and they're like, "Oh, weren't we gonna buy furniture this weekend?" I was like, "Yeah, we
uh,
okay, all right, we'll go get furniture." I'm like, "Well,
keyword
there goes my
were.
paycheck," you know.
Back then, the
So,
investment back in our day was like, well, we're gonna go and get an 8 ball, But
yep,
now it's like you're up in like your equipment for your or the studio, the
studio,
tour,
everything,
Mhm.
van
a new
upgrades, all this
van.
and that.
Man,
Yeah, like
man,
futures are like tour dates, or paying for venues, or there's so many investments. Are garments like m- we move through a lot of merch, right? Like we are very blessed with how much support like everybody shows us. Like a lot of our investment goes back into merch. It's very useful for us. So we're
oh,
always merch, 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 merch. So
Good.
damn, I'm just sitting here now, man, because I know that
mm,
OG is taking care of
I'm
the
responding.
comments. Like I said, that's her gig. That she takes care of that for me. So, but I'm just now getting
mm.
caught up. It's like,
Yeah. A
dude,
lot of folks.
yeah, Scott, you are loved. You are
Mhm.
It,
so
it it's really
that's
cool, man. Hey,
man.
you know
I
what's
tell you,
crazy is I don't take nothing for granted. Like I'm telling you,
no,
like I've worked so hard on my music and loved it, right? And I wasn't that good for a long time. So I always wanted people to like show me love and show up to my shows and buy stuff from me, like like music wise, right? I wanted people to support my dreams because it was meant the world to me, and I
mhm.
never got that. And within like the last 5 years, things have completely taken off. And like I don't take none for granted. Like we pop out at shows. Me and Kayla run our own merch table. We have our own green rooms, and we don't even go to our green rooms. Like we like to be out there meeting people, taking pictures, like hearing their stories. Like that means a lot to us because
Yes,
we work so hard to get these people,
yep,
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
like, and it could be gone tomorrow. So anybody in the comments, I love you guys. My inbox
man.
is always open. Hit me. I always got time for anybody.
I tell you, it is so true, man. It's just yeah, it just like you said, we don't take anything for granted. I mean,
You
and
can't.
it's just so real, and just so grateful, and for all the things. It's just a beautiful thing, man, to see where you were, where you
Yeah.
are, and not only that, man, but the way where you're going, man. I mean, you and Kayla are nothing but. I mean, it's a honor and a privilege, man, and just
Thank you.
like I said, the effect that it is on people it's contagious, and it's a beautiful
Yeah.
thing, man, because it's so easy to just jump on people and start slamming shit and slamming them when they're down, but be that person who grabs them and
Yeah.
lifts them up while everyone else is trying to start shit, man. Be that one person to change someone's life. And that's just something that I didn't know what I was going to do, and now
Yeah.
doing this, it just makes all the difference in the world. I've had people talking about, like, with all this stuff with podcasts, doing stars and monetization. I don't dick around. I don't, it's just like, whatever. If you want to send some for me, because I'm lucky enough, I've got my job and all that, but I
Yeah.
don't do editing. I don't do all the stuff that other people
Yeah.
do. And I made a comment one time because one of the comments from someone said, well, why don't you do that? And I said, listen, man, seeing your name and seeing
Yeah.
that I made a positive impact and that in your life, it somehow means more to me than anything like that. So just
Yeah.
like you said, being out there and having contact, hearing, that interaction, like especially with what you and Kayla do, man, it's a wonderful
It's
thing.
everything. It's everything, man. We cherish it and we hold on to it. We know that we are grateful and we know what it's like not to have anybody who cares about our craft, and the fact that we got it and we know that it can be gone tomorrow. Right? That's the
Yeah,
thing, is we're not better than anybody. We don't think we're better than anybody. And we know that without the people in the comment section, without everybody's support, our platform goes nowhere.
it's
These
nothing.
people give us a platform. Like our movement, like our careers, is completely based on how well these people want to push us or believe in us, or could relate to our dreams. And so it's like, you guys are literally letting me live my dreams. You guys are giving me a career. How dare I
Exactly.
never not have time? How, you know what I'm saying? Like, I will always be out there mingling with people. I don't care how big this journey gets. Like, I plan on doing everything I can to be there for, especially like recovering addicts. Like, that's my
Oh yeah,
community, bro.
that's hey,
You
that's
know what I'm saying?
family.
Like, I'm an
That's
addict through and through.
That's
You know?
that's us. That's us, man. But
Yeah.
oh man, this I tell you, man, I this has been an absolute riot. I am so glad that we were able to finally hook up and get you on and hear your story and
Thank
just
you.
and again, I know broken record, man, but and I know you do know, but
Mm.
you and Kayla are just making such a difference. And we
Thank you
got a
so
question.
much.
There's a question. Trisha Gripson wants to know, what part of Arizona are you going to be in?
So we will be out there, I believe, around the 7th, 8th, possibly 9th. So we're going out there to shoot a video, I believe, over kind of Scottsdale, Phoenix
Okay.
area.
Okay.
I think Phoenix and Scottsdale are next to each other, if I'm correct. I don't even know if I'm saying Scottsdale right. I think they're within like 30 minutes, right?
Okay.
But we're gonna be in that area right there. So probably, just to be fair, I think 30 minutes away from Phoenix. Okay.
Okay.
We're gonna be shooting a video there with NK. He's an artist out there, really doing his thing. Also, we kind of just locked in a feature with my guy Futuristic. Have you ever heard of him? He has
Yeah, yeah.
21
So
months sober. So we just got that. So we just rocked a show with him on Recover Out Loud last Friday. Um, we're supposed to be working on a track. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. But that's coming, right? So when we're
baby
out there,
steps.
we're he's out that way as well. He
That's
already said
awesome,
for
man.
sure, like, we can do it. And I was like, well, we're actually coming out to Arizona for a video shoot. Maybe we can do the video while we're out there too. And he's like, yeah, yeah. So,
That's awesome, man.
you know what I'm saying? I don't usually like to count chickens for their hatch, but there's been agreements. Everybody's all in. I like to, and I usually don't like saying stuff before it happens, because you don't know who knows who or who don't like me.
I was just gonna say that because as soon as you say it, man, it's like
Yeah, people could be in the inbox. Oh, Skyler's a bum. You know what I'm saying? It's like, whoa, 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 whoa. I like to work in silence a lot of times, and then be like, these are the results, because you never know who's hating from a distance.
oh my god! I
You
tell
know?
you what, I get it too because I this is kind of off different or off track here, but I'm about to go to New York and go on with Demons Row with
Okay.
Sos, and it's all it's a 1%. It's about the motorcycle world, and
Yeah.
I've been out of that game for a while, and it's just like let's see, going back down there again, and just discuss some things, but it's just
Yeah.
like, oh, remember this?
It gets crazy. It gets crazy,
Oh,
bro.
and then it's
What,
just
what
like
part
it
of New
was
York?
where we go? Oh, White Plains, as we're flying into White
Where
Plains.
we're going
I
to
just flew
Denver.
out of White Plains the other day.
That
Oh,
big,
the
that big airport.
four gates.
4 gates. Yep, you have 2 on the right. So right when you go through, there's like that stairs you go in, and then there's 2 on the left, 2 on the right. They got the little store right next to gate 1 and 2 over there.
I
Yep.
got my gummy bears, and but the
I
thing is
just
too,
flew out of there. Yep.
we left Detroit. Detroit's huge airport, and that's all I've
Yeah,
been
yeah,
used
yeah,
to.
yeah.
We
Did you
fly
go to the
into
4 gates?
we fly in there, and I'm like, I'm looking around. I go, okay, well, this must be like the end corner of this part. I wasn't
No,
paying
that's the
attention. So we
airport.
get out and we get the rental, and then we leave. Well,
Yeah.
after we left, that's when I did Ian Big's show. When we left, we
Yeah.
came back and we're driving. I'm looking. I'm like, well, there's the airport. And I'm like, are they parking the planes next to the rental cars? What the? And So then we walk in,
crazy.
and all of a sudden this lady's like, "Where are you going?" And we show him our ticket. She goes, "See the girl in the blue shirt?" I was like,
Yeah. You're like, what?
"Yeah." So I turn the
That's how it
corner,
was.
and all these people they're laying on the floor. And then I
Yeah.
went to the store.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
one store.
And I was like,
The one store. They
The
have like
one
a little bar
store.
attached in the store.
oh,
Yeah.
and the security was the one guy who also had the mop, and he's just like,
Yeah.
hey,
He mopped. Hey, put those down, boy.
hey, put your shit in the container. And he's like,
Yeah.
let go of the mop.
He's like, let me get these 2 squares over here and I'll come
Move
ring
your
you
feet.
up.
Move your feet. Lift your feet up.
Hey, move your feet. I'll ring you
It's
up.
like,
Hold on.
You want
You want
some
to throw
with
a
that?
corn dog in the oven back there?
Oh my God, we had a riot. Ian's like, so how'd you like the airport? I was like, it was like, well, I can see the end of it. Well, there.
It's like a
but
hanger. It's not even.
It's and then they had the stairs. It's like, there is no ramp. It's like you got to run outside, take that, push it to your freaking plane, climb up the stairs, bring your luggage.
It's so crazy.
And then when we were there, 2 of them were closed. So
Yeah.
it was a 2-gate airport.
Okay. Yeah, because I just came from New Milford, Connecticut, and got dropped off instead of going to Manhattan.
Yeah.
And so is that which is about an hour away from Ian?
Oh
I
yeah,
think it's less than an hour, so that would make
Right.
sense why we both ended up at White Plains.
Yeah.
Well, we gotta go to New York together and
Oh,
meet there.
Oh,
no.
that would be so much fun. My lady went to Queens College.
Oh,
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, she studied music and all that in Queens College. So
Fabulous.
she
We
it spent some good time in New York.
Ooh, nice.
we might have to, we'll get after we
I'm a
get off
traveler,
here.
bro.
We'll talk when we go off when we're
Yeah.
done here, and
I'm
we'll
a
set
traveler.
something up. We'll
Me and
meet
Kayla
up.
love it.
Oh well, we could go. We'll meet at the gate 2.5.
2.5, baby.
We'll meet the
2.5.
janitor at security.
Get a piggyback ride to the ramp.
Piggyback. Yeah, get your ass going.
Yes, indeed.
Oh man.
Oh,
I tell you,
jeez.
this has been an absolute riot, man.
Thank you,
I tell you,
man.
I have been looking. I just had a feeling, man, when before we went live, I just
Yeah.
looked over at OG. I was like, oh yeah,
Good.
oh yeah, this is
This
gonna
is one
be
of them
good.
ones.
This is one of those. So,
Uh,
man, I appreciate you, and you
course.
two are magic. I swear to God, you are.
Thank you.
And please don't stop what you're doing. You again, you are just the hope and love and motivation that you guys share with your combined talent, yours and hers separate, and then together. It's wonderful, and I'm just glad to be part of it, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you so much. And OG and you, Manny, thank you very much for having me on the show. I'm grateful. I truly am. Thank you for sharing your audience with me and letting me speak a little bit about recovery and meet
Oh.
your lovely people.
No.
It means a lot, truly, for someone to gift you some of their time and their platform. So I'm
Oh.
blessed, and I don't take it for granted, man. I'm excited. I'm excited for our relationship too, man. It's gonna be lots of fun. I'm very outgoing. I like to have fun, and I love to laugh. So,
Well, if this is any indication, I think New
Yeah.
York is. I don't know if they're do. Well, we'll talk off camera. Yeah. Me, you, Susie Pound Cake, and but this is gonna be a ride, man. Well, please tell Kayla that how we're fans of both you guys,
Absolutely.
and her voice is magic too. And again, this has just been a ride and open invitation. I swear to God, you got my number. I don't care what. If you want to go live, I got. Look, I mean, hey man, what are you doing? I'm at lunch. You want to go live? Okay.
Let's
No,
go
I'm
live.
not
Let's
kidding,
go
man.
live.
Let's just.
We'll definitely be going live more than just this. I promise you that.
Oh, without a doubt.
I'm always down. I'm down to pop on a lot of times. So yeah.
Anytime. And if you like with your dates, anything changes, please feel free to let me know so I can shout it out to all of our people as well.
I got you.
And we'll just go from there.
Yes, indeed. Yes,
All
indeed.
right,
I appreciate you.
Well, listen, man, it has been an absolute honor, privilege, a riot, and love you, man. And we will do this again very soon.
Let's go.
Let's do it, brother. You take care, man.
You too.
There you had it. I mean, I knew it. I freaking knew it. I knew it. When we were doing, when we were in the green room, I was just like, oh, this is going to be good. This is gonna be good. And it was just like kind of with me and Ian doing it. It was just bam. But I tell you what, he is just this is gonna be a lot of fun. I have so much respect for him, not as a just a person, man, but what he's gone through, what he's done, and what he's doing. Kayla, what they're doing with their music, the people they are touching is just, I don't even know if they real. I mean, I know they realize it, but the intensity that they have together is just overwhelming, man. And it's just me being part of that and hearing it today. I mean, you guys, Skyler, Ray, and Kayla, please, you got to just stick with them, support them every single way that you can, because they are magic together. So, all right. Well, you guys, thank you. Thank you so much for being part of the show. And again, we will be answering all the comments as OG said. So, you guys take care. And as always, love you and keep fighting the good fight.